Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out, and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there, you can get hats, shirts, posters, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Coming soon from Gamble Comics, BC Brute. Smackdown emanates from Nashville, Tennessee.
I keep forgetting to put the city.
The Gaylord Entertainment Center.
Hell of a name.
I know, right?
Hell of a name.
So it is April 24th of 2003. The show opens with Chavo Guerrero versus the Cruiserweight champion, Hurricane Helms. Now, I can't very well use Hurricane Helms, but I can show you Sugar Shane Helms taking on Chavo Guerrero. And the important part about this match is, so this is the final SmackDown before Backlash on Sunday. The important thing about this match is it goes 30 minutes.
Damn.
Chavo Guerrero has obtained excellence. And as the match concludes, when it is announced that we have reached the 30-minute mark, Chavo Guerrero declares to Hurricane, "You and me, again, Sunday."
Ooh.
Hurricane shakes his hand. He's like, "Oh, yeah, let's do this." He pulls him in tight, eye to eye. Yeah, they're ready to go for the championship.
Love to see it.
Eddie Guerrero meets Chavo at the top of the stage after the 30 minutes and gives him a hug, and he raises the hand of Hurricane. Because if you remember right, these three guys teamed up at WrestleMania to take on the MPAA in basically an exhibition match. Yeah. Nothing on the line. It was just a way to
get some bodies on the show.
Well, and it was very important characters to my show.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh man, I can't do this show without these guys
putting them on there.
And so I did that. But it's a way to emphasize important people
being important.
And set up for the pay-per-view. Speaking of what's going on at Backlash on Sunday, Farouk defeats King William to advance on in the Intercontinental Championship tournament.
That's my boy.
Again, I love Ron Regal. Simmons. Yep. Regal too. My goodness, he's an all-time great. But my thing is, anytime I get the chance to put over Ron Simmons, I'm gonna make sure that he gets.
Have those two ever wrestled each other?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. But
I'll do my best to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they've had so many overlaps, whether it be 90s WCW, the Attitude Era, or even the Ruthless Aggression Era. I would think that they had to have touched at some point.
You would assume, but it's...
Exactly.
There's a lot of dudes in that old WCW roster, especially.
Yes. Well, and a lot of WCW was squash matches. So
yeah, really cool.
Guys with names didn't really go at it much unless it was pay-per-view. Like Saturday Night and Pro and all that stuff. It was not really... It wasn't until Nitro rolled around in both cases. Both those guys weren't really there.
Yeah, by that point.
But anyway, Ron Simmons advances on into the Intercontinental title tournament. Up next, Magic Mark Jindrak takes on Jamie Noble. So this is important because of Mark and the Iron Addicts feeling like they're being left behind as Jamie is going toward the Undisputed title.
Which is accurate.
Well, true. Jamie does win the match because that's what Jamie Noble does. And post-match, Mark finally relents on his
hatred.
I'm going to say jealousy.
Okay.
And does shake... Envy. Does shake Jamie's hand. As Val Venus and Johnny Stamboli, they get in the ring. They hug it out. We get a Kane and Bryan Danielson moment type thing leading into Backlash. So...
Awesome.
So at this point, Jamie has defeated much bigger Johnny Stamboli, much bigger Val Venus, and much bigger Mark Jindrak because in the main event of Backlash, Jamie is going to be taking on the much
bigger
Brock Lesnar for the Undisputed Championship. So I have an important question for you. Do you believe that this Sunday at Backlash it will be, although technically it'll be releasing this Saturday, but regardless.
Yeah, you get the point.
Do you think Backlash will be an all MPAA, all Acolyte Protection Agency Intercontinental title match tournament final when we get there, or will it be Eddie Guerrero going over Bradshaw here in this final contenders match? Because as you know, as we all know, Eddie Guerrero and Bradshaw definitely love to lay it in on each other when they go one.
Boy, is that an understatement. Cue the Eddie Guerrero blood picture.
Exactly.
You're probably going to have to gray out in hindsight. But
I don't know. I've never had any issue with posting blood. I think it's more of a choice than it is a censorship issue. I don't know that to be a case. I mean, I guess I'll find out.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever been copyright struck is when I let things play out, and WWE's like, mine. They're like, pay me. I'm like, I don't even get paid for this. Shut up. But yeah, so Eddie versus Bradshaw is the final match to set up who will be Intercontinental Champion coming out of Backlash. So do you think it is Bradshaw versus Farouk, or will it be Ron Simmons versus Eddie Guerrero, who in our world are two former WCW World Champions?
Isn't that great? I do want to see the WCW Champion versus WCW Champion match.
Well, it's good because that's who I book. Eddie does beat Bradshaw in this to go to the Backlash pay-per-view. So I'm just gonna
the new Intercontinental Champion.
So I will spoil my idea for Backlash and what we're leaning toward, but it's not really all that much of a spoiler because I've been promoting it for the better part of probably 6 months-ish. And it is the idea that coming out of Backlash, all of Eddie, Chavo, and Ray, all that faction will be draped in gold, whether it be trios, cruiserweight, intercontinental, or television title gold, etc. Like they are going to show their dominance.
They're doing that shit.
They're going to be showing
a Lucha Dynasty.
Exactly. And so Eddie does defeat Bradshaw in this encounter, and it's not the one we know. It's not the bloodbath, but we do know they can execute.
Yeah, I'm about to say they'll lay it in. You know it'll be a good match.
So
what's my boy? Oh wait, no, we're not there yet.
Oh yeah, we're not there yet. We're almost there. Yeah. So King William and the Regal Counter Threat come out to the ring, and so in this moment, Regal is extra bitter. You know, he lost to Ron Simmons.
William Regal.
So he's holding the mic like it's a wine glass. He's
Xavier Woods style.
Exactly. He's although when I think of it, I think of Damian Sandow.
Oh, also good.
But so he's out here. He's saying how the Regal Counter Threat acknowledges the. I probably shouldn't use that word, but whatever. I'll use it anyway. They acknowledge the lineage and the legacy and the pedigree of The Rock. And William has been in communication with Dwayne ahead of this Sunday's Backlash, where Rocky will be taking on Bill Goldberg. And he says that that Goldberg is not going to be able to make it to Backlash because Bishop Storm will break him down and tap him out. Goldberg's music hits, comes out, spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Bill Goldberg defeats Lance Storm in the semi-main event of the show. And here tonight, after retaining last week in his rematch Nathan Jones had against Rodney Mack, tonight Nathan Jones, television champion, defends again in Nashville, Tennessee, against a man who, while it would have been better to have this match in California, is over no matter where we're at.
I'm about to say universal.
Exactly. But realistically, it doesn't matter. Rey Mysterio is going to get cheered. He's going to be shown love no matter where he's at.
And what time he's in, because in 2025, he's still getting cheered.
That's correct. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. The guy is is ageless. He's got it no matter what.
He's the man. There's a reason he's my favorite wrestler.
And so Rey Mysterio defeats Nathan Jones, and as the match concludes, Chavo and Eddie, well, on the road to the finish, Chavo and Eddie make their way out, and Nathan Jones is freaking humongous.
Yeah, big guy.
If he's not 7 feet tall, he's as close as you can possibly get to not being.
Very large human being.
And so Eddie and Chavo are not shy about their family tradition. Mm-hmm. They lie, they cheat, and they steal.
What?
And
Guerreros?
And while Rey has never been comfortable with their ways, at this point he sees where they have success and where he does not. So he didn't cheat at WrestleMania. Matt Hardy retained. Yep. They cheat, they win. So Eddie and Chavo help Rey win the television title.
Filthy animal.
Exactly. And honestly, as much as Nathan Jones is impressive to look at, this is the best he'll ever be, because the fact is the bell had to ring, and when it did, he was not as impressive as they thought he would be. And so Rey can definitely deliver where Nathan Jones did not. And so going into Backlash on Sunday, or Saturday at 6:05 p.m., it will be Eddie Guerrero taking on Farouk, Big Show and A-Train taking on Rodney Mack and Bradshaw, the Iron Addicts taking on the Regal Counter Threat, Chavo and the Hurricane, Billy Gunn and Nunzio as a fun match, because, well, I got big things on the horizon for those participants. Rey, Eddie, and Chavo taking on the Best First Generation, the Team Extreme Tornado Tag Team Champions that have not lost since they won the titles at Survivor Series. Rock versus Bo Goldberg. And the main event of Backlash, Rock and Brock and Jamie Noble in the main event is what I was trying to say.
Okay.
So it's going to be a big Backlash.
Why did he not say Rock and
Goldberg? Rock and Goldberg's the semi-main event. Brock and Jamie is the main event. But yeah, it's going to be a big Backlash.
I'm about to say, we do.